G'day traders, continuing our tutorial of some of the trade setups and questions that have come from traders. Today we're going to be looking at yesterday's pound yen reversal short trade that occurred at the Europe-London window. There were several questions that were asked and we'll review those. The first question was, what was the signal, please? And the very first thing that brings us up on our watch list as a signal was the fact that the market closed in breakout. Now this is a question that I'm receiving daily. What exactly do you mean by closed in breakout? And that's a really simple definition. That is the daily closing price, which is 4:59 p.m. New York time. The only time you should ever be concerned about is New York time. And the only closing price that I use is 4:59 p.m. regardless of anything else that you read here or see anywhere else. It's New York closing time, 4:59 p.m. The market might close at 4 p.m., whatever, but the closing price of the chart is outside of the previous day's high or low of day level. On the daily time frame, doesn't matter what time frame, when it closes, it's outside of a previous day's high or low of the day level. So if we zoom in here, we'll see that the close on Wednesday was outside of Tuesday's high of day level, and it's closed in breakout. That brings it up on our watch list. So the first signal that we receive regarding an instrument coming up on our watch list is that it closed in breakout. Now let's just review one more time some really simple, important, fundamental understandings. As I've talked about, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, day 1, day 2, day 3. Each day itself has significance in the weekly template. Monday is the opening range. Tuesday is the day 2, typically expands the range. Wednesday, day 3, we can look for two types of trade setup opportunities, trend trade or reversal trades on the front side of the week. Wednesday resets as a midpoint and is the day 1 heading into the backside of the week. Thursday, day 2 on the backside, I look for range reversal setups. Now as we've talked about in previous videos and in the masterclass, we can have trend trade setups also, and Friday is the closing range of the week. Now Wednesday closed in breakout. Thursday is our day 2 on the backside. Thursday is a signal in itself. So I'm painting the importance of understanding what setup are you hunting. And Thursday, I'm looking for certain setups. Thursday is a signal. So our second signal is that it's Thursday and I'm looking for either my reversal or trend trade setup. It's closed in breakout on Wednesday. Comes up on our watch list for Thursday. Thursday is the day 2 on the backside, that I am looking for the reversal or trend trade setup. Now there are only two setups as we've talked about. Dump, coil, and pump, or pump, coil, and dump. Now, as we spoke about yesterday, the most important thing when you start is working from the higher time frame. All signals in the playbook and the masterclass all come from the higher time frame. We're looking at the daily chart. Now, the beginning of the month, we're at the beginning of March now. We have a first green day signal at the low of February that's exploded back vertically long, and then we've traded horizontally back into the low that was made after the first green day. But let's go back and actually take a look at what's happening on the higher time frame. So new month, new timing cycle. We have a first red day that ended December, heading into the new year, and that market continued to break down underneath of that first red day signal. So we've pumped up and collapsed and broken out on our first red day signal, lower lows, lower highs, and closing as a down month, a bearish candle month. And before our first green day, we've actually broken down again and made lower monthly lows, and lower monthly highs, lower monthly highs, lower monthly lows. Now we have our first green day, the market's pumped back up, but we're inside of the monthly high still. And as we close out the month, we get a strong bullish pin hammer bullish candle on top of our first green day signal, which as the new month starts, we close higher again. But you'll notice, and we'll go back to the original comment, looked pretty bullish on the daily, higher highs for many days. Now remember, we're in a first red day, and if you just look at this chart conceptually, This is all selling all the way down. This is one large bear candle and a second large bear candle down on our monthly chart, and we closed as a down closing month. Now, coming back to it, looked really bullish. Now, this is where the smoke and mirrors come in. If you look at our closing prices in the last week of the month, this market hasn't gone anywhere. It's actually only gone sideways. So the smoke and mirrors of the highs and lows is where traders get caught chasing movement. This market has actually gone nowhere until the last 2 trading days of the month. And traders from the masterclass will recognize 1, 2, 3 higher closes, but the market is still trading inside of a previous daily range, and we're inside of the selling that has brought this market down. New month, new timing cycle. If you go back and watch the very first module in the masterclass, 3 higher closes at the beginning of the month, and then we have a market closing in breakout. But remember, we're in a market that has all selling. All selling. We'll go back to our last sell-off level at the beginning of February. Just tighten this up. And we'll highlight that candle for traders to see. Looked pretty bullish. And that is the whole point. So we don't care what it looks like. We had a signal day. It's Thursday. I'm looking for one of 2 types of trade setup opportunities. And that was what we just talked about. Pump, coil, and dump, or dump, coil, and pump. Now the next part of that is, how does price behave on the day? We've made lower highs and lower lows. The market has pumped up into selling levels. So we have buying underneath. We can highlight that. This is just painting the conceptual understanding that we don't care what a market looks like. What is the setup? And how does price behave on the day? All above this level is higher time frame selling. All below this level is higher time frame buying. I'm hunting one of 2 setups: dump, coil, and pump, or pump, coil, and dump. You have 3 types of situations. You either have a buy setup, a sell setup, or no setup at all. The market has come up on our watch list. It's given us a signal. It's closed in breakout. It's Thursday. We're looking for either a reversal or a trend trade setup, if indeed it sets up at all. Now, the first thing, this is a 5-minute chart. We'll put that on here in a moment. We pump up and we break out again. So remember, the first signal that we have is that it has closed in breakout. I'm looking for markets that close in breakout. It's Thursday, day 2 on the back side of the week. What type of template do I have setting up? The market breaks out again and coils sideways, and we have a neckline level where we have volume all trapped above that neckline level. It breaks down prior to our Europe open. We'll blow this up, but I'm just painting the larger picture. Breaks out again, coils sideways in our Asian window before breaking back inside underneath of our neckline now at closing price just as the Europe session is opened. So we have our pump, coil. Now the thesis heading into the Europe window is that I have one of my setup templates showing up on this pair. The next scenario is timing. I'm about to start my Europe session. Asia session traders may have already gotten into this trade. Europe opens. We're already in a market that is already into the dump. We have an entry, we have a stop loss, and we have either a hold till close or a take profit level for Europe London session traders. As it breaks through the low of day level, traders can either take profits on the revisit of the extreme or hold this into the close of the day. Only 2 things traders can control is how much they earn and how much they lose. Entry, stop loss, break even level, and take profits. Pump, coil, and dump. Pump, coil, and dump. That is the trade setup and the trade itself. Day 1, day 2, day 3, front side. Reset on Wednesday. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Thursday, day 2, on the backside, a range reversal trade setup. All this is the beginning of a new month, new timing cycle. They've gone vertical up into higher time frame selling. They've cleared out higher level shorts and reversed back into longs that were trading on the front side of the week. Do we get our setup? So closed and breakout, it's Thursday. We're looking at day 2 on the back side of the week. Do we have a reversal or trend trade setup? Europe London session traders had the reversal template, the pump and dump template for the all-in collapse. Pump, coil, and dump. In this particular case, as you can see, the market closed outside of the previous low of day level. But anytime we're outside of a daily low of day on this setup, when it revisits the extremes, traders can either be locking in profits, leaving a trail, or whatever they choose to do. But an excellent pump and dump reversal setup on Thursday after our close and breakout at the highest closing price of the week and the month, in this particular case, after 3 higher closes into a higher time frame selling area. And just on the last part, just to paint a picture again, surely this should just coil near the high into Friday or wait to take out previous high month. I'm not trying to trade a market. I have no predictions. I leave that for the smart people. I'm not looking for anything else. I'm looking for the signal and the setup. Pump and dump, dump and pump. I don't care what the market might do or how it does anything else. Do I have a setup in the session that I'm trading? I leave all that stuff for the geniuses and the smart people to figure out and predict and say where it's going to go. All I'm looking for is my setup. I do not care about anything else. Do I have my setup on the instrument, one of the instruments that shows up on my watch list? If I don't, if it doesn't set up, I don't even bother. I look at the next instrument that's on the watch list. Do I have my setup? Pump and dump, dump and pump. And once I'm in the trade, entry, stop loss, break even level, take profits, whether I'm in the short direction or the long direction. There is nothing else. Setup, execution, and then walk away. That is it. That is trading. There is no other gobbledygook or anything else. Keep it really simple, repeatable, and scalable. Rinse and repeat, same setups over and over again, any instrument. Signal, setup, execution, walk away. So hopefully this helps, traders. Have a great day, and may the markets go with you.